Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fair Play TV. I have the pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Jacopo Silva, who is the Vice President of the Entrepreneur Association of Padova and the former Vice President of the National Entrepreneur Association in Italy. Thank you for coming and for accepting our invitation, Jacopo. Jacopo is, of course, an entrepreneur in the automotive industry, so he has a direct experience in what entrepreneurship stands for, and has also a special observatory from his industrial role of all what is the mood in the business community, Italian, but with a lot of contacts with the other national association of entrepreneurs in Europe. Jacopo, I would like to speak with you about the change, the attitude to change processes, products, market, the service to the clients, particularly what this means in nowadays, which is we are in a period of revolution, financial, industrial, and to some extent a globalization that is pushing big macro area in a commercial fight. I mean, China, India versus the old world. So what do you think? What do you think about that? I mean, what is, in your opinion, change, the opportunity for the change, being you an entrepreneur?
Everything seems to change with pace. Everything seems to be so difficult to understand, also because of pace. Everything happens, and happens in time shifts that nobody could imagine even 10 years ago. But what I think is that every single entrepreneur, everyone who runs a company, everyone who has ideas, who loves the business, who loves his products, has inside a need for change. And what we must do is understand that if you are able to adapt to what happens, you will be on track in the future and you will know how to handle. If you stay, if you keep on thinking that nothing will happen, if you keep on feeling afraid of change, you will simply lose your train. You will simply stay out of the future. And that is what I feel when I go around our country sometimes. Also when I go around Europe, I feel that there is a huge amount, a huge community of changers, of new leaders, of people who understand the power of what the future can give you. Yes, and there is also a big a strength which works against any change. And I tell you an example, an old story. Centuries and centuries ago, the power, the command of communities was in hand of the ancients. Because when you had a lot of experience, when you lived the main part of your life, you had the big treasure, which gave you the opportunity to understand what were going on, because time was so long and things were so stable. That's why in any single village, in all villages, in all communities, was the council of ancients to decide everything for everyone. Now it is completely different. When you have too much experience, when you have too much knowledge of the old world, you don't have maybe the ability to understand the changing. Now I think that the new generation is the one who can understand what's going on. The new generation have the open mind and and the freeness, the free mind you need to have to understand. So it is completely different from 500 years ago. Now the experienced ones are the ones who will lose, because they are staying at the old world, staying at the old system, and not able anymore to understand what's going on. But this is a great opportunity for our generation.
No, I think so, but on the other hand, there is a big resistance by the system, and I wonder. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, wouldn't it be better if you change when things go well, rather than go for changements when the earthquake has already come.
Big leaders they see ahead. They see ahead. They understand what will come with a long time in advance, with a long advance. So I would rather suggest to try to reinvent things any single day, even when things are going well. Actually, it's not time to look at people that have well-going markets, because anyone is inside an earthquake, but still you can do it. You can try to understand what's going on, you can try to understand where to put your company or your business, and you can try to understand what will be the next market, the next kind of customer, and you can try to manage how to solve it out, to work it out. What happens is that if the business community, even if the business community is so involved in trying to reinvent everything, it seems that the society is not moving so quickly. It seems that the institutions, the government, the politics are staying behind us without the same energy and need of change. So we will do our best to push them.
Many analysts, macroeconomists, and also observers of the entrepreneurial world consider that in the globalization, the competitiveness of the small and medium-sized enterprise, which is, I mean, the typical situation which not only Italian business environment, but also other countries like Switzerland, Austria, or Spain, for example, find themselves, is not anymore. Is very difficult to keep being competitive worldwide, because they don't have the size, the economy of scale to compete. But in this area, there is a lot of resistance by the entrepreneurs, because most of them are afraid of losing the control of the company, rather than using the equity leverage to expand the business with the contribution of other actors, be them private equity funds or investors or managers involved in the strategic areas of the companies. What do you think about this particular resistance, which seems to be something that is giving a contribution to the crisis in which we are finding ourselves?
For sure, if you want to survive the global competition, you have to be big and strong. For sure, you have to be, I wouldn't say there is just one solution, but you have to be adaptive, quickly adaptive to change. And so, for many markets, for many areas, to be adaptive, you must be big, because you have to spend a lot in researches, you have to spend a lot in internationalization, in entering new markets, in going abroad. Mainly, I would say yes, we must be bigger than we are in most of the companies now. So why are our companies, why is our business community so slow in growing in size of companies? Yes, some say that it is because of the owner, which without the willing of losing his share. I don't think so. Yes, sometimes maybe someone. I also think that to grow the size of your company, you need an environment which helps you in growing the size. You need a financial environment, you need laws, an environment of laws and rules. But first of all, I think that the growth of companies is made possible only with a strong discipline, discipline of brand, discipline of vision, discipline of processes, and standardization. You cannot grow the company without a strong know-how of standards and processes and discipline. Actually, I must admit that sometimes discipline and processes aren't a value well available around Italy, it seems, even when we drive cars or order at the coffee bar.
So we need genius and rules.
Yes,
at the same
for
time.
sure, for sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Jacopo,
you.
for your time and your pills for our business community, and thank you for your attention, and see you next time in Fair Play TV.
Thanks to you. Goodbye.